Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Slash Roleplay. And can you guess what is coming back? It's making its debut, and it's coming back again. And this is something I've whined, and I've cried, and I've pouted about for ages. Ages. And I know quite a few people have been looking forward to this as much as I have. We are playing Vampire the Masquerade. Yay! I can't wait. It's not gonna be LARP, it's gonna be tabletop. And I would show you my character sheet, but this is just a blank character sheet. Blank. No information. But we are playing tabletop. We're gonna be playing the 20th edition. The reason we decided to do tabletop instead of LARP is we have quite a few people that are used to role-playing with an L and not role-playing with an E. So we're kind of introducing our newer players to what it's like to actually role-play. So we figured LARP would be not too complicated, but just a little farther out of their comfort zone than what they're used to. And so we're actually going to be playing the 20th edition of Vampire the Masquerade. It's a little old compared to some of the newer books that have come out, like Vampire the Requiem. But we know, like, our veterans. We have a couple veterans. So it's me, Ray Togg is back, aka Josh. Andy's now playing again. And then we have the storyteller, which is the same storyteller. And then we have two new people, which are going to be Kenny and Bert, which are their two current players of Shadowrun. So I can't wait. I can't wait. So VTM tabletop plays with 10-sided dice. It's not rock, paper, scissors, what you do for LARP and stuff like that. And there is still elements of the roleplay to it, but it's a little bit more forgiving, where it's like, oh, if I screw up, it's not because I screwed up because I said something wrong, or I did something wrong as a player, it's because the dice just hate you, essentially. But our party right now, as far as I know, because we are still working on character creation, we have a Nosferatu again, which isn't actually Josh this time. It is going to be Kenny, who is a very information-gathering type person in real life, so we figured Nos would be a good character for him. We have Giovanni, which is going to be Bert. We were trying to figure out something that would mesh well with his personality, and it seemed like a really good fit with the whole necromancy and dominate, and it really just, when he was going through, like, the clans and stuff like that, he was, like, looking at Ventru. And I was trying to kind of persuade him a little bit away from Ventru, because Ventru tend to be a little political and a little bit more, like, face character-y, where he can play Bruiser and he can essentially play brute force if he wanted to. So the table was kind of like, shh, psst, you should play, like, Giovanni. Like, you'd probably enjoy that a lot more. As far as I know, for Andy and Josh, Andy will be playing a Tremere. Andy usually always plays Tremere, as far as I've known him for playing VTM. And then, as far as I know, quotations on this, because we tend to keep our characters a little secret, because as much as PvP isn't really a thing when you have a party setting, you still kind of want to keep that flavor text of what your character actually is to yourself. So as far as the hints that us as players have gotten, Josh will be playing Malkavian, and I am going back to playing my Ventru, which I absolutely can't wait, because I actually have a really awesome surprise, like big surprise, for playing my Ventru this time round. It's going to be played a lot, how do I put it? It's going to be a lot more different. It's just gonna be like, the character of my Ventru is going to be different this time around. Because I wanted to play something that wasn't so much in my comfort zone as much as it was like, I'm going to broaden my horizons, essentially. So I will be playing my adventure a little bit differently. And then Storyteller, of course, is Storyteller. So we're not going to be playing this upcoming Sunday, because this upcoming Sunday is Easter Sunday, and we imagine everyone's probably going to be out for dinner, and so on and so forth. So hopefully, fingers crossed, and knock on wood, we will be playing the Sunday after, which I think is the second Sunday of April. I think. So, again, fingers crossed. Hopefully, if everything goes well. Like I said, we're right now in character creation, so some of these things might change within the next 2 weeks, but most of us are kind of already working on our backstory, and as much as it's not LARP, a lot of us are still treating it as LARP, so backstories are still going to be a thing, downtime is still going to be a thing, role-playing as in, like classes, or not classes, disciplines are going to be a thing. So, like, if I want to learn something from a player at the table, I have to write up how I learned it, and they'll do the same on how they taught it to me. So it's going to be a lot of the same elements. The Storyteller, I kind of was like, I understand this isn't roleplay, and it is, but it isn't. But can we keep, like, the same just dynamic of, like, the really in-depth story and figuring out what's going on? Because that was one of the best things I loved about the last game, was trying to figure out the puzzles and trying to figure out what was going on and the politics, and it was part of the reason why I loved that game so much. It was really just the fact that it made you think, and it did exhaust me, because I'm not hugely a critical thinker, and that's one reason why it threw me out of my comfort zone. And I'd like to be able to sit back, relax, play a game, smash down the door, walk in, gun blazing, stuff like that. But with VTM, you can't quite do the same thing. You can, but it just ends up being a little different. And with Shadowrun, what we've been playing for Shadowrun has been pretty much that break down the door and run in. So it didn't really give us much room for the role-playing with an E. And hopefully, for VTM, that's what we will be doing more of. So yeah, I'm super excited. Oh my god. I know, like I said, I keep saying this, like, I know a lot of you have been waiting for this and being like, when's the next episode of VTM coming? And like I said, keep in mind, it's not going to be LARP, but it's going to be tabletop. And hopefully it's going to be the same, like, storytelling, and you won't see anything different based on my summaries and what's going on with that. So, I can't wait. Oh my gosh. So I have 2 weeks to work on my backstory, which I'm kind of already on, like, page 2 of my backstory, and I'm not even done. So it's a lot of typing, and it's a lot of, like, thinking of, okay, my character is over 100 years old. What has happened in those 100 years? And kind of writing that backstory. And I'm actually going to go through the character sheet and figure out, like, okay, so I have so much in social, and so much in mental, and so much in, like, physical, like, why? Why is my character like that? And so I'm going to go through everything and do an explanation, or how I got my training, or why I chose this, like, so many points in fortitude, or so many points in dominate, or so many points in presence. So I'm, like, actually going to go through and kind of breathe life into my character a bit more. I wasn't able to use the exact character, and like I said, I did want to play something a little different. And hopefully, you guys will enjoy it as much as I am 100% going to enjoy playing VTM again. So, I can't wait. So, look out for the next episode of /roleplay. Like I said, not this week, but hopefully next week. And I shall see you guys then. And I'll try and keep you guys a little bit more up to date with who's playing what. Give you a heads up before we actually start playing a game. But if you don't hear anything from me, then you know we all stayed with our same clans, and the ball is slowly but surely rolling. And until next time, guys, bye-bye!